I'm going to start using the e-collar with Finn on vibrate.
I'm Finn, everyone, check it out.
And to start doing this, I'll say sit while tapping the vibrate button. And when he sits his ass on the ground, I stop tapping. Now you'll see I'm going to just hit the vibrate button so that you see that Finn, I'm going to hit it like right now. He doesn't care. Now. Now. See, a little bit of ear movement. That's it. So we'll start using it along with the word no too. When I say no, I tap the vibrate button once. Just a short nick. But for sit, or say if he's at a distance, say he's at a distance, right? He's over there, and, well, he's got a leaf in his mouth, hang on. So say he's over here at a distance, and I want to start using the e-collar. When he's not looking at me, I'll say Finn here, and I'll start tapping the vibrate button. And when the dog turns its head and starts coming towards me, I stop tapping. That helps teach the dog to turn off the collar, and that's what we need to do, is teach the dog to turn off the collar. And while we're doing this, we also are conditioning the word no along with the vibration. So if I say no, if he's doing something wrong, I'll hit the vibration button. Now, I'm not saying that we're not going to use the stimulation part of this collar. This collar is an e-collar technologies, and with comfort pads on, which he has on, a human won't feel it until about 20. So anywhere under 20, it's pretty low. It's pretty low. So I'd probably start using it on 1, which is the lowest setting. If you have a dog, and use it as low as you can, start out at 1. If you have a dog and you're using it anywhere below a human can feel it, that's pretty low. And if you want to go a little bit above, that's fine too. Just don't take it up to 70. Do you see what I'm saying? Like 70, it's unpleasant. There's a point where it becomes unpleasant. Like I said, a human will start feeling it about 20. So right now it's just on vibration, and that's what we're gonna do. We also just had Finn wear the collar for about 3 days to get him used to wearing it. And he's under 4 months. But I wanna be very clear, you don't, because he's 13 weeks, don't strap it on your 13-week-old dog and think that it's okay. It's not. I've been working with him since he was 9 weeks old. I've had him for over 30 days. He can do sit, down, whoa, and do these as implied stays. You wait until the dog can do the command before you start using the e-collar. You start using an e-collar just because your puppy's screwing up, you're just gonna confuse it. Don't go buy one of these unless you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, you should have a professional condition it in for you instead of like just exciting the dog. That's not what it's about. Finn, no, drop. That's another time that I could do it, is if Finn has the leash in his mouth, I'll hit the vibration mode by saying no. We could even use the stimulation mode. It's so low, we just want to tie it in and condition that word no, but we also want to teach the dog to turn off the e-collar. I only can tap it once because he's sitting so quick. That's it. That's all you need. But if the dog's sitting slower, it's tap, tap, you know, until the dog sits its ass on the ground. If you ever start doing this morning, he's already picked it up. It's an annoyance. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to create an annoyance, and when the dog becomes compliant, the annoyance stops. These are just like any dog training tool. They're awesome, but they can be used improperly. Food can be used improperly, and that's the most common dog training tool that is used improperly. I use zero food. There's no reason for it. So remember that. Like, you could use harnesses. Don't use harnesses with your dog, but any of the dog training tools can be used improperly. Leashes, it doesn't matter. These are an effective tool. As long as you know what you're doing, don't dial it up. Keep it real low. So some dogs, the vibration freaks them out. Doesn't freak Finn out. And with dogs in vibration mode, freaks out. Then we use lower settings on the with the stimulation. But in most cases, I'll condition both in vibration and stimulation, since we're using vibration first, and then we'll put in stimulation. But Finn, he's coming here when he's real young. I would assume that he's going to be real low on the stimulation. But you have more options with the stimulation, because say if you're going to use stimulation between 1 and 10, you have, do you see what I'm saying? You got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 that you can use to step it up. With vibration, it's just one straight vibration. It's not more or less, it's just vibration. Tap, tap, tap. Remember that. There's a continuous button on a e-collar technologies. You can tap that too. This is momentary. People just, have to make, people piss me off. Like, you have to turn around and smile at the dog. Just keep walking. But I use it tap, tap on both. The continuous button and the momentary. And the vibration. It's all tap, tap until the dog becomes compliant. And then you stop tapping. But once the dog's conditioned, if you get a refusal, I might just tap vibration. Just real short, real fast, and the dog becomes compliant. It's reminding the dog this is an element of control. If you get your dog e-collar conditioned by a professional, the e-collar goes on the dog until the dog's fully trained. Your dog will behave better with the e-collar on. It goes on daily, whether you use it or not. Keep putting it on. So many owners make the mistake of like, oh, he was doing great, and then I think of a dog right now. The owner just stopped putting the e-collar on the dog. And then all of a sudden she's having problems. She can't figure out why she's having a problem. I told you, keep putting the e-collar on the dog until it's fully trained. And then when it's fully trained, you put it on for another 5 months after. They become collar wise. Let's have Finn sit again. Finn, what are you doing? Heel. Finn, sit. It's pretty fast. Heel. Oh, heel. Sit. Good boy. Now, if your puppy's grabbing stuff on the street, this can be extremely helpful too, but you got to get it conditioned in. So if Finn goes for a leaf or something, I can say no and hit the vibration mode, and it means more to the dog. We're starting to give some real light corrections with the leash. We're getting the dog used to this. You've got to build the dog up. Don't get a puppy and just start correcting it. We built Finn up, and we also taught Finn to do commands. Long before you start using this, you should be training the Finn, sit. You need to train the dog. Remember that. If you're going to use one of these, the dog must know how to do the command. If a dog that's older comes here, say the dog is 2 years old and it doesn't know how to do anything, I don't just strap an e-collar onto it. I work with it for a week, week and a half, and get the dog doing the commands. Then I start conditioning this in real low. That's how you do it. Let me give you an example of using here and the vibration mode and conditioning the dog to use, or to recognize to turn off the e-collar. Remember, so I'm going to try and get him over there sniffing. And when he's not looking, I'm going to say, Finn, I'm going to bend down, get him coming towards me. I'm going to be tapping the e-collar. And when the dog's head turns towards me, I'll stop tapping. Do you understand? It's pressure on when he's looking away from me, and then it's pressure off as he turns and comes towards me. When the dog becomes compliant, it's pressure off. Watch. Here. Good boy. Yes. There you go, lad. We're just using the vibration mode right now. We'll use the stimulation modes too. We'll have more on this coming up. We need to use this to help get Finn compliant. We are limited on time. He's doing a board and train. I wouldn't add in the e-collar if he wasn't ready. He's ready. He's ready. He's doing it. He's picking up objects off the ground at 13 weeks. He's not picking them, just picking them up. He's sort of spinning at the heel with the sloppy heel, but he's doing it. But this is going to help make the dog more compliant. Think of it this way. You can't train the dog with the e-collar to do anything, really. Maybe you can train the dog not to eat something off the ground with the e-collar, but none of the commands are trained in with the e-collar. You use the e-collar after the dog knows the command. You have to look at it that way, that the e-collar is not used to train the dog. It's used to make the dog more compliant and to function quicker. You don't need the dog sitting down real slow. You need the dog to sit down fast. You need it to be obedient. This will help. Are there any breeds that I don't recommend using an e-collar with? No, not really. No. Why? And there's some breeds that I would definitely recommend them with. You know, hunting dogs, you gotta be kidding me. You're gonna have a bird dog, you better start thinking about getting an e-collar on that high drive dog. It gives you the opportunity to indicate something to the dog from a great distance too. They're awesome. They are absolutely awesome, but you have to use them right. Check out Finn. Finn, come here, you little freak.
Yeah, check me out. Look at me, I'm awesome.
He is awesome, right? He's about as cute as can be. Sometimes I look at his face and I just want to bite him.
He's biting me, Mom. He's biting me.
Look at him. You are cute. You are cute.
Fanny.
I love Finn. Finn, here. Sit. Good. Now, we've done it more than I would usually do it. On the first session, when you do this, maybe do it 2 times, 3 times, that's it. Now we'll do it a couple times without using the e-collar, and he should be sitting quicker. Here. Finn, no, leave the leash. Finn, here. Sit. Good, see? Sitting real fast. Heel. Come on, buddy. Finn, sit. Good boy.
Monkey. You're like a little monkey.
Finn, sit.
Good boy. You're like a little ape. You're a little ape boy. Good boy.
Finn, sit. Good boy. That's really sitting your ass down quick. That's right, Caine. Sit. Heel. Sit. Good. Good boy. See, that's without the e-collar. It starts sinking into the dog. They don't think, they respond. Okay? They're more physical than you. So remember that. Don't think that the dog ponders thought. It doesn't. It thinks instinctually and with conditioned commands. And that's what you're seeing is a dog that's being conditioned with an e-collar to sit quicker. We'll condition the dog with all the commands to do the commands quicker using the e-collar on vibration mode. And like I said, we'll also use the e-collar on low stimulation too.